Hey guys, welcome back to Bridal Sewing Techniques and yay, Sewing Q&A number 1. I've been wanting to do this because I get kind of a pattern of questions that come through to my emails and then sometimes in the comments below, and I wanted to go over some common questions. So let's dive right in. Number 1, what I am most commonly asked at work and just throughout life, grocery store, whatever, friends, how did I learn to sew? You're gonna love this answer. I actually did not go to school for sewing. It is born out of just an endless curiosity. I just love sewing, and so I love to look at well-made garments and reverse engineer. I have piles and piles of sewing books, even antique sewing books. Of course, YouTube is the place to go. So that's basically it. If you love it and you're curious, you just keep learning and you keep trying. And so that's how I learned. All right, my next question that I get is, what's my new book about? Okay, so if you've gone to my website, which is bridalsewingtechniques.com, you'll see that I have a book release coming up. I'm not sure when you're going to watch this video. You might watch this video way out into the future, but I am actually recording in April of 2018, and my book is coming out late spring, early summer, and it's basically it's a general business book. I really wanted to address the lies that we are told as small business owners. There's so many things that I've been told consistently that are just not true. And I believe the proof is in the pudding. So, you stick it in, you crank it up, watch it fly. Does it work or does it not work? And I've learned a lot through the years about what works and what does not work. And so I want to pass that on in my book to entrepreneurs who want to grow their sewing business. I want to be able to tell you, these are the things that you're going to hear all the time that are just not true. And I'll tell you what is true and what does work. So that's the angle of the book. I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to tell you the title yet. You just got to wait and see. It does have a title, but because we haven't gone through the copywriting process and all that, it's still a big secret. All right, and I get asked a lot about the primary machine that you see in most of my videos, the JUKI. I do have a couple videos about that, but I get asked very specific questions and even to make more videos about it, and I might well do that in the future, but that's kind of, out there a little ways. It's not really in my immediate queue, so I did want to go ahead and address some of the questions. Particularly, people are wanting to know the details about how to work the foot pedal, how to, gauge the speed, like how much you press on it versus, how that converts into the speed of the sewing. Basically, that's not something I can teach you in a video. This is something that you have just got to do it. This is like sitting around talking about how to drive a car or ride a bike. You're just going to have to get in the car and drive, or get on the bike and ride it and practice. And your brain is an amazing thing, and it's going to learn how to work that machine. And before you know it, you're going to know exactly how to work the foot pedal. The other thing is, how fast does the JUKI sew? I do get asked that from time to time. My answer to that is, if you really want to know, Google it. But my personal answer is, I have no idea and I don't care. Basically, I don't sew as fast as it can sew. I mean, I feel like the machine would rip your arm off. It's just, it goes really, really fast. And who sews that fast? I don't know. You would destroy the dress if you sewed that fast. So basically, you need to master the slow sewing and the detailed sewing, not so much the fast sewing. So that's my answer for that one. Okay, exciting stuff, guys. Do I offer a comprehensive e-course? This is complicated. We do, as you know, if you've been to my website, bridalsewingtechniques.com, we do offer retreats where you can come and observe different packages and stuff with that. We also offer consulting over the phone, Skype, whatever. But as far as a comprehensive e-course, as of right now, April 2018, no, I do not have one, but I do have plans to make one. There's a lot, that goes into that. A lot of footage, a lot of editing, a lot of organizing, and I want to do it right. So I'm hoping around the new year of 2019. So if you're watching this video off in the future, you know, spring of 2019 or beyond, that kind of thing, head over to my website and see, and I bet you there's going to be a link there to a comprehensive e-course. Because that really matters to me. I know it's not practical for all of you guys to come out and spend time with me to learn one-on-one, and I want those e-courses to kind of give you something comparable to that. I know it's not the same as being in person and asking questions, but it can be just completely groundbreaking for you. It can cover so much more than what I can cover in these shorter topic-based videos that I have on YouTube. A little personal. Why don't I get a manicure? Okay, this is the way I feel about my hands. My hands are my tools, and I'm just into being real. If you haven't figured that out yet, I am so into real. I am so into, you know, letting sewing be fun and just real life. I don't like fluffy fake stuff. So personally, when I watch videos online of someone sewing and they are in, clearly it's a recording studio, and I feel like they've like soaked their hands in Palmolive for like 3 weeks, and they've got these long fake nails, and you just look at their hands and you're like, come on, you are not a full-time seamstress, because if you were, you would have like multiple jab wounds and your bones would be curving like mine are. I'm not that old. I'm like in the neighborhood of 40. And my bones are already quite curved in my hands from the work. So anyways, no, I'm not a hand model, but I am a model seamstress. So what do you think about that? My hands are my tools, and they're a little rough sometimes, but seriously, if you were going to have a contractor show up to your house, do you want them in like brand new starchy clothes and their tools to be like, you know, straight out of the box from Lowe's or Home Depot? If they're like opening boxes of brand new tools the whole time, you'd kind of be like, are these guys for real, or is this like a hoax? You know, like I want the guy to show up with like mega power tools that have clearly been used, and you know, like my sewing machine, you know, it's kind of worn, and that's cool. Like I like that, you know, it just lets you know I've put in the hours, and I'm grateful for how my hands look. They don't have to look like I'm a hand model, because I'm not. So there you go. Ooh, this is a good one. How do I price my work? Okay, there's a lot of back and forth with this, and that's how a lot of things are when you're a small business owner. You really have to feel out your clients. Number one, the most important thing I would say is know your market, your local market. I cannot charge my local people what they would be charged in Chicago or NYC, because the economy is not the same. Cost of living is not the same. The other thing is you need to gauge your own level of expertise. If you're still kind of fumbling around and learning, you don't need to charge them for, you know, ripping out the sleeve and sewing it back in 3 times. That's not really fair. You would want to charge them for what it would be if you just put the sleeve in right the first time. So I try to think of things like that. So my guiding rule when pricing is it needs to be fair for everybody. It needs to be fair for the client, but it also needs to be fair for me. There are clients out there. There are people who would be just thrilled if you would just lay in the floor and die for them. You know, they would love for you to work for them for free and work very long hours, and all they are is selfish. So you need to learn to recognize those people, the sooner the better. And do not let them move the needle on your price at all. I mean, I've had people sit in front of me and fake cry. I mean, come on. If money's that tight, maybe you need to be planning a backyard wedding and just wear something out of a catalog. I mean, get real. You know, and most of the time, people like that, money's not that tight. It's an act, and they just want to take advantage of you, so don't let it happen. But you do need to be sensitive to fairness both ways and let that guide you. If you hear complaining like 90% of the time about your pricing, then it probably is too high. It's unfair. But I would say if you hear complaining like 10 or 15% of the time, those are just people that honestly, they don't know how much time it takes. So they have a hard time putting a fair value on it, or they're hoodwinkers and they're just out to steal from you, basically. So don't let them do it. Ooh, my favorite question. What is my sewing philosophy? Well, my philosophy, I don't really have it written out all pretty and posted on the wall or anything, but like I alluded to earlier, I am not into sewing being like restrictive and uncomfortable and all like feeling like it's like math homework and painful. No, I'm not sewing like that. Sewing, I like to feel the energy of the design and the excitement of just taking things up a notch. So my sewing philosophy is more like, let's have fun with this. Let's create something beautiful and amazing and custom, and let's focus on that, giving people really good quality and happy memories, and for me to make happy memories in the meantime too. I'm not going to do anything every day that I hate. I want to do something that I love, and so I focus on that. Okay, so why am I teaching this stuff for free? Well, there's a couple different ways to look at that. It's not 100% free. Yes, I'm putting the videos out there. I have a young channel. As of right now, it's not monetized, but hopefully in the future it will be. And I do, sell some stuff on my website, so hopefully make a little bit from that. But, what I make on here is not anything compared to just actually sitting down in the machine and creating an end product for someone. So basically I can see why you would say that. I'm putting this up on YouTube. It's at no cost to you. Why am I teaching this stuff for free? The reason is it's very important to me to pass on this craft. I have so many elderly sewing friends that have passed on the past 10 or 20 years, even the past 5 years that have passed on and retired. And it's really sad because when they are laid into the ground, so is everything that they know and have done. So what are we when we pass on from this life? What are we here on this earth except for what we have left behind? So that's what I want to do. I want to leave behind value. I want to pass on this craft, and I want to encourage you to do the same thing. There are not enough bridal seamstresses out there. So we need to share this craft as much as we can. Do not fear competition, because we all have a different approach. We're all going to be able to communicate with our clients differently, read them differently, and deliver to them differently. So never fear competition. Just build each other up, be honest, treat each other with kindness and good character, and help pass it on. One way you can start to do that is just hit subscribe, and then there's a little bell beside the subscribe button that can notify you when I upload a video, so you can be notified. The next thing to do is hit share. If you have a sewing Facebook group you're in, or wherever you're at, social media, or even just talking with your friends, share this channel with your friends so it can grow and bless me, help my business financially for what I do, and then most importantly, spread this out to all your sewing friends so that we can all grow together and make the bridal industry better together. As always, I hope that this has helped you. That is my goal with every video. I want to help you take your sewing from just a mix of everything to specializing in bridal when you're ready. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I will probably do a Q&A video from time to time, so your question might end up in my next Q&A. Hit me up with a comment. Thanks. Bye.